everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again here on a Friday morning on our live weekly video. We come with some great information to share with you guys every week. So today we have something kind of fun prepared for you guys. So here's what we've got. In this video today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to show you guys what you can get for the money in our area, which I thought was kind of a neat way to sharing with you what we do behind the scenes. When I get a client, let's say pre-approved for a certain amount, then I go into my MLS, which is considered the gold standard for information on real estate as to what's available for what price point in which location. So I'm going to show you guys some of that stuff behind the scene. And then Delaney's going to help us understand not just the price, but really what it means in terms of your monthly payments, your down payment, and things like that. Right, Delaney?
Yes. And you know what I just realized while you're pulling that up? I didn't turn the lights on. I was like, why am I so dark in here? Let me go turn the light on really quick.
All right, no worries. No worries. So yeah, so while she does that, I thought, it would be a fun experience for you guys to kind of get an idea as to what goes on behind the scenes when you go shopping for a home. So let's dive right into it. I'm gonna rely on technology to do this well for me while we're doing this live, but just know that I'm going to be like showing you guys all my systems. So bear with me if it takes a minute for the screen share to actually like feed off my MLS. Let me just have a look.
I love that too, because it's like we're pulling back the curtain and we can kind of really see like, I just think it's always fun to see, 300,000. What can you get in Jacksonville for 300,000? What can you get for 400? And kind of looking at that, I think that's really valuable,
I think so too, and it's kind of unique. I haven't seen this type of video being made yet, so I thought this would be the best way for me to take you home shopping, literally virtually. And we're going to be doing this with several different price points. I thought today we'd start with a price point that is super easy, easier to qualify for most people. So I do see a lot of home buyers, shopping between like 300,000 and 400,000, and then we're going to up that to 400 to 500, and then we'll do, if we have time, more like that. And if we have to maybe make this into a segment of our weekly videos, we'll experiment with it and just have fun with it. So I hope that you guys like it. If this helps anyone that you know of, please share the video, of course. So let's start off by giving you guys kind of like the big scenario. Okay, so within the last 24 hours in MLS, there have been 273 brand new listings that were added within the last 24 hours. And that's across all different price points in the whole MLS. 167 of them were pending, and then there were some price changes. So we see there were 310 price changes within the last 24 hours. So that tells you something. But what I want to go ahead and dive in here and do is do a search. And the first thing that you always, quick tidbit, just in case you're interested to know, there are a total of 5,447 homes available for sale in Northeast Florida.
That's kind of crazy.
That is kind of crazy. And you know what was even crazier? There was a point where there were only 1,700.
Wow. So it just shows you, and when you're seeing the new listings, the pendings, the price changes, the market is moving. Like it's just crazy to think 5,447 houses are for sale at all different price points, types of homes. It's just insane. So there's definitely one out there for everyone, for sure.
Absolutely. And then check this out, just to kind of give you guys even a little bit more insight. Like if I dive a little deeper and then try to get a clear understanding on all of those, there are homes in here. Like if I do this by price point, there are homes that are as low as $30,000, and then on the higher one, let's see, the most expensive home in the MLS right now is $19,500,000.
Let's all get together and buy it.
Let's do that. Yes, it looks like it's right on the beach in Ponte Vedra Beach. So location has a lot to do with the price points, right? So that's where I was heading. Let me go ahead and search in a particular location, because, obviously this brings in data from like all over Northeast Florida. And in real life, when we work with a buyer, they have an idea of the location they want to be in, whether it's because it's closer to work or it's closer to the beach or the great schools. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a hypothetical scenario. Say I'm working with a family that's interested in buying in the St. Johns County area. So you can see how I am bringing up my polygon there throughout the Nocatee area. And I'm going to bring this all the way up maybe to the south side area. And then cut across towards Atlantic Beach. And that would include Ponte Vedra Beach and all of that. Oh, hold
Awesome.
on. My polygon, I think, was getting in the Atlantic Ocean, so it wasn't letting me do that.
There's no floating houses.
There's no floating houses. That would be a yacht.
Yes. Oh, so that's pretty cool though, that you can actually like get that specific with it. I didn't know that was an option, like to physically pick the area. So for when you are, because a lot of the schools here are they're such a big factor. So you could even go right into the exact school zones, like get so specific.
Totally. Yeah. So this is typically how I start. I go into like the area that serves my clients the best. And then from there, you can see like from the 5,000 houses that we were originally looking at, this narrows it down to 694, right? But we haven't gone as far as we need to, which the follow-up with that would be to add on our price point. So I'm going to tell the search to give me only homes that are priced between, let's say, 300 and 400. And then we're gonna experiment with a lot of different price points. So this is just a starting to give you guys an insight as to what you can get for the money between $300,000 and $400,000 in Northeast Florida in the areas that we're looking at. And there's one other thing that I want to plug in here, which is the number of bedrooms and baths, because there are some 2-bedroom homes that exist out there, which are not very popular, I find. Most people would want at least a 3-bedroom home. Wouldn't you say, Delaney?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So that now narrows it down to 79 homes. So we've got the location, we've got the number of bedrooms, number of baths. What's something else that you would think would be important, Delaney? Should we put in some square footages in there?
Yeah, I mean, that is maybe just keeping it there for now so we can kind of see what square footages are kind of like typical, but that is amazing. Like you could get, we need this many bedrooms, this many baths. We want over this square footage. Like I'm sure there's 15 other filters you can put in there too.
There's all kinds of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. So, so when we look at our, our list to choose from, literally, you can see you can buy a $300,000 home. Let's take a look at what that might look like, in fact.
Okay.
Go to the listing itself. Oh, but you know what? For the listing itself, I do have to reshare my screen because I think that's another window that it opens up in. So let me do this. Told you guys to bear with me because the technology factor does take a minute sometimes to just align with the computer. And that was Chambers. Let me see. Midtown.
Oh, is that in E-Town?
Yeah, it looks like, let me see. It's Esplanade at the town center, actually. So it looks like it's a little, it's at the town center. It's a condo.
Ooh, okay.
So we'll take a look at what that looks like, because with condos, there's a few different things that you have to know that would be different than single family. And we can do the same thing with a single family home too. But let's see. When you pull this up, Midtown. Come on, work with me. What else is going on in the mortgage world, Delaney?
Sorry, I was thinking in my head already about what the payment would probably be. What is that one listed for?
This one is 300.
Okay, so exactly 300. Perfect. I have that exactly pulled up. So, so basically, when we're looking at different payments, one good rule of thumb I tell all of my clients, because you're going to be looking at an array of houses. And so one thing I tell my clients is for every $1,000 that you go up or down in your price point of the homes you're looking at, you want to factor in around $5. So for a $5,000 increase, that would be about $25 a month. So obviously we'll see how that checks out here with these different properties, but that's a really good kind of tactic there. If you're looking at a couple different houses, okay, this one's $30,000 higher than the payment Delaney told me. Feel free to send me any addresses ever, anytime. But if you're just out there kind of browsing, that's a good little tool too, based off of kind of related to this topic.
Yeah, I love that. And, it just gives you guys an idea as to what the process looks like when you're ready to go through this. And, you might be ready now. So there's a lot of insight that you could gain from this. Okay, so here it is. Please open up the listing. Okay, can you see that? Are you able to see the photos, Delaney?
It's just our two faces.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me pull this up. Percent screen share. Share my screen.
Let's see.
How about now?
It's coming. Yes. Ooh, that's pretty.
It is pretty. So that's the condo at the Esplanade, which is right at the town center. And I remember looking at these a while ago when they were back when the condo market was actually melting. You could get these for like $150,000. And they were walking distance to like the Cheesecake Factory, Maggiano's. You've got like this major retail shops within walking distance of your condo. I just always thought that would be an investment that, because of its location, was going to rise in value. And sure enough, now those units are in the 300s. And that's what they look like. So for example, what would that look like? When they were built in 2006. So they're fairly new. They're not brand new, but they're not old either. The square footage of something like this would be 1,426 square feet. So it's a comfortable 3-bedroom, 2 baths. Okay. And the location is great. Now let's scroll through some of the photos, which is kind of like the fun part of shopping online. You want to see that, it does have, a sound inviting feel to it. So I like that it has an open floor plan. Again, the location is probably going to be the best thing. And, and this will appeal to someone that doesn't necessarily like to have a whole lot of maintenance in their home, because this could be, ideal for anyone that travels for work. You could lock and leave literally. And with this price point, at 300,000, it could be easier to qualify for than a 500 or 600. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. And it looks like this one's been on the market for just 8 days.
In a couple things. So I kind of ran an estimated payment on this. So what we're looking at right now is if you were to do a VA loan, so this is a 0% down VA loan, then your payment on this condo would be about $2,222. So when you're thinking about what people are paying right now for rent, I mean, that if you were to rent this condo, you would be paying probably, because of the location, much more than $2,200. So that's just an example. And if we change it just to kind of give an idea. Now, there's a couple things to think about on condos when it comes to financing. The first is, on a condo, you are only insuring the walls in. So the condo association as a whole insures the buildings, they insure, and they provide all of the amenities. So that is a huge bonus with condos. But one thing you have to keep in mind is the HOA dues on any property that you're looking at. Because of the amenities, a lot of times condos do have higher HOA dues. And on this one, I did pull it, and it does look like the
$579 a month.
Yes. So, I mean, there's always, you got to think, okay, the location, there's probably a pool. They probably have an office. They probably have mailboxes. They probably have a car washing station, a dog park. Like, the amenities at these places are getting better and better and better. But that's just one thing to obviously keep in mind.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about it is that because it's a condo, it does include the building insurance, which
Mhm.
is probably one of the things that with a single family home, for sure, you would have to pay for on your own. And that's probably the biggest value when it comes to the HOA, besides it being one that keeps up your amenities and things like that.
Well, and the insurance. So if this was a single family home, you'd probably be looking at about $120 to $150 a month for your homeowner's insurance. But since on a condo you're only doing the walls in, it's a lot cheaper. So you'd be looking at $60 to $80 a month. So, there are some pluses. And if you were to do this property with 20% down on a conventional loan, you'd be looking at a payment of $1,900. So that just kind of shows you the differences. Now that does not include the HOA dues, but just for the mortgage. So that kind of shows you 1,900 to, 2,200. That down payment does do a lot, but when you're thinking about that 20% down, which is 60,000, and you're spreading that 60,000 over 30 years, it's sometimes many people and many buyers I have right now are going from a 20% down payment to a 10% down payment, because that extra money, 60,000 and 30,000, it's not going to move the payment a crazy amount. And maybe they want to pay off credit cards. Maybe they want to pay off a car, things that have higher interest. So you're not just locked in. We take a look at your overall situation. So yes, this would be 1,900, 2,200, 23, 2,400 based off of your loan type. And then obviously your credit score and your down payment. So that's kind of what we'd be looking at for this property.
Yeah. And then if you want to know specifically what it would be like for you to know like which program best suits you, whether it's FHA or VA or conventional, then you want to get in touch with Delaney, and I have her number scrolling right at the bottom of the screen. This is as easy as just contacting her and then just going through the loan application, which, could be done online or over the phone. And then she'll let you know exactly which would be the best program for you.
Ooh, awesome. Do you want to take a look at a house?
Yeah, let's do that. So I was kind of browsing through these, and then I wanted to kind of go like halfway point, let's say at $350,000. What do you get for $349,900, for example?
Mhm.
And this is a home. It looks like an 1,873 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a little bit older. This one was built in 1960. Let's see on the map the actual location for this one. Okay, so this one's right off of 295. And let me just pull up the listing right here. And it's located in section land. It's the subdivision. Let's look at the photos on this one. It looks like a cute little house.
Ooh.
Yeah, look how adorable that is.
See, and that's the thing, you can never, ever judge a book by its cover in anything in life, but specifically with homes, because so many investors bought so many homes when the prices were lower. So a lot of these investors are selling these houses now, and they do full remodels. So this is obviously an older house, but it's been updated recently, and it is beautiful.
It is so cute, as cute as a button. Look, and little things like the lighting being updated just makes a whole different, it makes it have a totally different feel. It looks like the kitchen was also nicely done.
And the painting too, like in those can lights and stuff, like people don't, the paint can make a huge difference. And so even if you're looking at a home that hasn't been updated, don't count out what a nice kind of taupey gray can do to update the home.
Absolutely. And that taupey gray, it's one that's so popular. I feel like, first it was like beige. Everything was like neutral beige or like a bone color. And then the grays came out, and we see it, in various homes now. And it seems to be really calming, kind of inviting. It matches beautifully with the stainless steel appliances, as you can see here. And the white just contrasts really, really nicely. It looks like this even has granite countertops, so you could expect some nice finishes. There's subway tile in the kitchen. So just because this home might be a little bit older, don't absolutely rule it out. In fact, give it a fair chance if this is in your price point and the location that you're looking in, because, with the recent remodel, as you can see, you can get a lot of value from it.
Absolutely. Well, and the payment on this, if you did conventional, would be about $1,936. So we're looking around that same amount, which makes sense. We're doing pretty much around the same thing here. The difference is I did up that insurance to about $120 a month because this is not a condo. You are insuring the entire structure. But I don't know if this property has HOA dues, but I can almost
Oh, I
bet
can
that.
tell you. Let's
Oh,
see. Let's take
yes.
a look at the detail. It'll say if there's an HOA. Oh, actually, there isn't. No HOA, no
Okay.
CDD.
So that is, I mean, in that area too, that is amazing. So where the other one, you would have to add almost $600 to your payment. Yes, you're getting all of those amenities. You're not paying insurance as high, things like that. This just gives you an example that you would be about 1,900 if you put 20% down. And again, you'd be about 2,150 based off of doing some of those other loan programs. So if you were to look at rent in this area, you would be paying much more for this size of a home. So it does show you that it is still a great time to buy.
Absolutely. And this, by the way, is a listing by Jana Jordan from Yellowbird Realty. I like to make sure that, you know, the listing agent gets given the proper credit, this was her listing. So I love to showcase your listing. If you are one of my realtor friends who has a listing who would like for me to highlight on our show, we'll probably be covering higher price points as we go, you know, into next week and the weeks after that. So if there are any listings that you like us to showcase here on our stream, just let Delaney or I know, and we'll be happy to point them out and do the same thing that we're doing for this, like actually show the pictures, talk about the location, the size, and then give the audience, obviously, the good understanding of how much this would be on a monthly payment, depending on which financing program they choose to go with.
Absolutely.
So let's also look at a 400 now, because we did 300, 350. Let me go to the bottom of the screen. Again, we're doing this live, so I hope I don't break the internet.
Good.
Okay, so here's another condo that's 400, but no, I don't want to do a condo. Let me see if we could do like this looks kind of cute.
Ooh.
Water clerk. Okay. Which is another thing, guys. You know, the pictures are so important when you list a property for sale. You want something that's going to catch the viewer's attention. Even with me doing this exercise, I'm being drawn to the ones that have pretty colors, that have the pictures, you know, something that would be easier to share. So with this, now we have more square footage. We have 2,396 square feet of a single family home located in Water Creek. And we'll take a look at the map in just a minute, but this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. And this one was built in 1977. So let's look in the map where this is located. This is in Mandarin. It's right by Mandarin Station.
Okay, that's a great area.
It sure is. Yeah, you've got close proximity to 295. So if you needed to travel anywhere in town, you have the interstate close by, or 295 close by, which is if you're listening to me from out of Jacksonville, it's the Beltway that goes around our Jacksonville area, 295. So this is a great location because you could be close to that expressway to get anywhere in town. So that's where it's located. You want to see through some pictures?
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, so there's the floor plan. That's helpful too, because it helps you like figure out, you know, where everything could go. Looks like there's some land with it too. Look at all of that. That's a huge front yard.
That is. And the trees too. See, that's one thing with the older homes is you are getting an established neighborhood and you're getting just like this amazing trees. And that is a huge yard, which is not common to find in like these areas. So that is amazing. See, another one that
another remodeled.
Guess what the paint is? Guess what the paint color is? No, I'm just kidding.
We were just saying it. Yes. And look at the lighting. And look at the actual lighting fixtures and the lights that are coming through the window. That makes a huge difference. Great big windows bring in a lot of natural light. Always has a way of making the place feel bigger and calmer. So that's interesting. I love the floors. How do you like the floors?
I like them because a lot of times you're seeing like a darker like wood kind of look or legitimate wood floor, but I kind of like the lighter And one thing I learned is when we built our house, we went lighter on the floors than I initially wanted to because it does not show as much dirt
Mhm.
or whatever, on your floors. So I really look at that kitchen. So yeah, so this is, I mean, amazing. And the
Isn't that
payment
beautiful?
on this, oh gosh, I have a sneeze coming on. Excuse me.
God bless you. There
Woo!
she goes.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm got some allergies going, but the payment on this, if you put 20% down at 400, which is listed at 399, 999. So we're off a dollar, but all things considered, you'd be about $2,475 if you were to put a 20% down payment. So once again, if you looked at the rent on this property, a remodeled 2,400 square foot home with 4 bedrooms in Mandarin, you probably be paying anywhere from 26 to 20, I mean, to 3,200. So, I mean, yeah. So you're looking at, I mean, it has a little counter. So it's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, the kitchen, Delaney, was amazing. Like I love how they allowed a lot of counter space because when you're working in the kitchen, those are some of the things that you don't realize until you're actually in there like prepping dinner. You want to have plenty of space to cut up all your vegetables and lay out all your food, and then look how much of that there is.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, and I love that blue little pop. Like I love that little blue pop with the backsplash.
the
And I'm actually
backsplash.
polling what a payment with FHA would be, which is 3.5% down payment. So that is a lot less because I know conventional with 20% down, sometimes we want an option that is less money out of pocket, especially for a lot of the first time home buyers. So let me see what we'd be looking at here. Okay.
It looks like a stage too. So kudos to the listing agent because staging really helps a buyer visualize what it would be like living in this home. And just to give him proper credit, his name is Alan Wind. He's with Wind Realty, who placed
Ooh.
this home on the market. He's done a great job with the photos and the way it's presented to the market. I really like it. Look at that fireplace.
Oh my gosh. See, this is a classic example of like somebody went in and completely updated this home. But if you're looking on the outside, you would think, oh, this home won't be updated. So no matter what, don't count out any homes. This is another example. And if we were to do an FHA loan on this home, your down payment would be $14,000. If you are paying all of the closing costs, then you're going to want to factor in probably around 20,000, 22,000. We also have down payment assistance options that would cover all of that for you. But you would be looking at a payment of about $2,950 if you were to do FHA because we have that lower down payment. But you can see from 14,000 to 80,000, the payment really goes from 2,400 to 2,900. So that extra amount isn't moving the payment. Like you're not going to put 3.5% down and your payment go up $2,000. And you're not going to put 20% down and your payment go down to 1,200. So this really shows you active in real time what this would look like.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love that. And it's such a beautiful home. Like I could see, if there's anyone out there watching, by the way, who would feel drawn to want to see this home or want to buy this home, please connect with us because obviously, this is what we do. We love to help our clients get what they want in real estate. So I am going to now put in my banner to go across the screen. So if you guys want to connect, we can easily schedule a showing for you to see this home this weekend. And the lady can do the pre-approval for you today, fairly easy. So if you're drawn for this home, let me know. And then also, if you're one of our realtor friends, again, if you want us to show your listing on our videos, just let Delaney and I know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. And yeah, we'll do more like these every week. Like if we want, we can do a house per week and kind of play around with different price points. I think that would be a really fun idea.
Yeah. I love shopping for real estate. So, and I know a lot of people do. So this will be a good place to bring you guys along with us.
Yes, yes. And I did have one quick update on the mortgage side. So they just rolled out a brand new program that is game changing. So it is a 1% down conventional loan. So this is, yes, yes. So this was
You
rolled out.
tell.
Yes. So basically, there are a couple qualifications. You have to make 50% of the area's income limit. So right now in Duval County, that's around $88,000. So you would have to make around 44, and I might be quoting it off just a little bit, but you would have to make around 45,000. So if you are somebody who does make under that amount, there are options not only for down payment assistance, but also for this new program where basically you are being gifted the remainder of your down payment, but you only have to put 1% down. So if you are in that income bucket and you are really thinking about looking for a home, then please reach out to me, reach out to Angela. We would love to help you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you so much. And then anything fun happening in town this weekend, Delaney?
Yes, let me share my little window here. Let me get out of these because I have other windows there, and let me pull it up. Yes, window. Okay, I got some fun ones.
I'm glad the rain is finally stopped.
Girl, I know. It was, oh my God. Talk about your mood being affected, right?
Totally, totally. Yeah, it does that when it's dreary outside. Yep.
Okay, so I have it up if you're able to pull it up.
That right
Beautiful.
There.
Let me put down the chat because we don't need to chat with Jacksonville. So basically, the first one is the Kenny Chesney is coming to town. Oh, it wants me to chat again. So basically, Kenny Chesney, longtime country singer. I'm not like a huge country fan. I like country, but this is for all those country lovers out there. It is also giving Kelsey Ballerini, which is also a country singer, and there are a lot of, I think there's multiple showtimes. So this is at Daly's Place, which is right next to the Jag Stadium. So just something fun to do. Look at tickets on Ticketmaster. A lot of times you can get tickets really cheap too. Obviously, they're not going to be super close, but if you're just looking for something to do, this is an amazing, amazing thing. And it's going on tonight. So snag a ticket and go by.
Awesome. Have you ever been to a country music concert?
No, I've never been to a country concert, and I've never been to Daly's Place, which is crazy because I know it's been around. Have you been there?
No, I haven't.
We need to go together. Let's find something and go to
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So next, this is kind of on another note. I like to kind of share different things. So this is the Jacksonville Sharks, which I have been to a game. They're super fun, super interactive. This is the indoor football team for Jacksonville. So it is not as expensive to go to as a Jags game. Everything, it's just a really cool concept. If you've never been, it is actually really fun.
Game?
Indoor. So it's a whole indoor football league that basically, if you've ever been to the Veterans Memorial Arena, yes. So it's at the Veterans Memorial at 7:00 p.m.
Nice.
Can you see me?
Now I can, yeah. The internet is spotty, maybe a little bit, but yeah. So the Veterans Memorial Arena is downtown, and that's where. Hey, you're back. You're back. A little bit, maybe. Yeah. Sometimes Wi-Fi has a way of affecting our connection, but yeah. So the
Cool.
Awesome.
Yes. Can you? Yep. So the Jacksonville Sharks, they're coming. Super fun for kids, for family. Yes. They basically take the entire circle of Veterans Memorial Arena and they make it turf. And
wow.
it is really fun. Yes.
That's pretty cool how they did that, because we were there just a few weeks ago when they were doing the Disney on Ice. And that's pretty cool to think that they could go from like all ice to now turf.
Yes, it is insane. And then they'll do like ice skating. Like that's literally an ice skating thing. So here, that would be like they literally turned the whole thing into a legitimate football like stadium. So it's a little bit shorter than a regular one and it's just really fun. So that's what that would look like. And then the next one I have is kind of related to our industry, and it's the 49th annual Riverside Home Tour. So they go through all of the historic homes in Riverside, which is amazing. This is a super old, I mean, it's insane. Some of these homes are 100+ years old. So a
Oh
lot
my
of them will
God, I
open their
love
home.
that.
Yes, so that is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And a lot of these homes, these buyers know that they're historic homes and they're included in activities like this. So super duper fun. And it also talks about what we're doing in our community. So I thought that was fun. And then the admission, you do have the cost right there. And I can put the link in the comments because it doesn't have an exact location, but that would be a really fun one.
Wow, yeah, I love the idea of like the historical tour. I once did one, I think it was in Springfield. And sometimes you drive by those homes in Springfield and don't think much of them in the inside, but they were doing something similar to this, and some of those homes were gorgeous and gorgeous in their own category because historical is very different than brand new. Like just the way that they were all built, the architecture, the design of them, just absolutely beautiful. Oh, is that some of the ones that are on the tour,
Yes, and
Delaney?
if I could live in this one, Lydia Court over here, oh my gosh. But yeah,
Which
these are all
one?
examples and they have they're beautiful. So just something to keep in mind. And the last one, which I'll go over really quickly, is The Price is Right is coming. How fun is that?
The game? The Price is Right?
Yes, it's live. Yes. So it would be and then so you could get your hot dog costume and you could go and you could come on stage. I don't know. I feel like I would probably not do very well with guessing prices, but I was like, okay, that's just too fun to not. So that's April 16th. Tickets start on at $39. So we're not talking about here. And another thing, which would be on Sunday. So this is just a really fun thing.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. That was a really popular game when I was a kid. I can remember like my parents maybe watching it in the background as we were prepping dinner or something. And then it just kind of went away until just now when you mentioned it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, guys. I think that just about wraps it up. I do want to pull up what we had planned on the show to make sure that we delivered. Yes, we showed you what you can get for the money in Northeast Florida. And in today's video, we did $300,000 to $400,000 homes. So next week we'll be diving into 400 to 500. And then again, if you have any listings that you want me to showcase, just let me know. And then we'll do some payment scenarios too. And then we share with you guys some fun things that are happening in Jacksonville this weekend. All right. With that said,
Yes.
go ahead, Delaney. Do you have any parting words?
Oh, no, I was just going to say thank you so much. We really use the share screen on this one as far as the different, like putting in the different payments and stuff. So we're still playing around with it, but we appreciate you guys if you're still here till the end. And absolutely, we will be back in touch. If you have any comments, any topics, leave them down below. And I really think that's really it. And if you are an agent that has any listings that you want to be featured, we would love to run payments on them and show some amazing pictures on here as well.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Come back next week at the same time on Friday. And until next time, remember to be kind to one another, and we will see you on our next video. Take care.